Okay, so I was originally gonna put this video out like during the summer in June or July, because I originally came up with the idea to make this back in like I don't know, March. I've been saying it, I've been saying it on stream that I'm gonna put this video out any day now, but alas, here we are. I kind of got sick with a mysterious lung disease back in late April, and that took like a couple of months out of the schedule. For like a month and a half afterwards, I kind of sounded like a throat cancer patient. Then in late July, when I thought, you know, maybe I'll start recording the video now, maybe I'll start working on it, Rockstar kind of took a huge steaming shit on the game, because the two main focuses of the video were gonna be the car community, and Rockstar kind of, well, if you play the game, you probably know what they did. For those unaware, Rockstar removed over 200 cars, was it? You know, that didn't really have any effect on the video itself. I mean, I still could have done it, but that just kind of ruined my motivation. That and the other change, which was ruining the Hydra. They absolutely nerfed the hell out of the Hydra's cannon, making it pretty much useless, because now it's just a plane with a slow-ass machine gun that can be destroyed in like a couple of sniper hits. And yeah, that kind of ruined the whole other big focus of the video, or the other focuses, which were gonna be like pilots and people who grind missions and all that shit. And I also know that a lot of people were happy about the nerf, saying like, oh, now I won't get griefed by Hydras anymore. And I gotta say, you know, if you're still getting griefed by Hydras in the year of our Lord 2023, you deserve it. You deserve pain. I hope you get boiled, honestly. I hope a witch puts you in a big cauldron and makes a magic potion out of you. And also, you know, the whole nerf was never about balance anyways. That's just Rockstar trying to squeeze more money out of you by making, you know, grinding a bit more painful than it already was. So don't defend them, don't be happy about it. Anyways. And you know, after that I kind of just lost the motivation for making the whole video, you know, it was supposed to be this whole big thing. I wrote a whole script, I had a bunch of footage recorded, I was gonna finally learn how to use the in-game editor. But yeah, that just kind of didn't happen. But I figured, you know, after GTA 5's 10th anniversary rolled around, I thought, you know what, I have a bunch of footage. Why not just cobble it together like a disgusting Frankenstein of a video? So without further ado, enjoy this video that is basically just a leftover box of scraps. If you're like me and you enjoy a bit of GTA Online on a rainy day, you like to go for a drive, maybe get up to some silliness with your friends. No, I'm just kidding. If your relationship with GTA Online is very similar to a decade-long crack addiction or an abusive relationship, then you've come to the right place. In this video, I'll be detailing and ranking all the many different types of players I've come across in the streets of Los Santos, so let's just get into it. Maybe let's just start on OnlyFans. So first off, we have the classic noobs. No money, no space guns, no oppressors, no clear idea of who they are or where they're going. These adorable little creatures can make for great little companions or meat shields. Simply invite one of them into your organization, you've got an extra body to feed in the meat grinder. Be careful when approaching them, however. They can be distrustful of strangers, and they might attack you on sight, so, you know, just be careful, because it is a very sad experience when you have to put one of those down. What's this? Oh, okay. B tier. Then we have a group that I can only describe as anger issues. I don't really any other way to describe them. It's one of those guys, you know, they just get in a tank and just murder everybody. But I mean, you've seen them, right? Red blip on the map, usually a tank, blowing up everything it sees. Yeah, not much else to say about them. It's usually just clearly some guy just taking out his day on the game. You know, can't be too mad, they're not very good at the game anyway, so, you know, pretty easy to avoid. I'm gonna put them in C tier. Then we have the normals, just very regular dudes, normal fellows. They probably play single player more than online, but every now and then they see a shiny new car on the start menu, they decide to hop into a session with the boys. They just wanna have some laughs, maybe partake in some challenges. They usually get killed within like 10 seconds of joining. I feel bad for them though. They remind me of myself when I first started playing this game. They're so full of whimsy and wonder. I'm gonna put them in A tier. Then we have a category that I'm sure all of you are already familiar with. The PvP tryhards. Why? These sweaty heaps of human misery are the bane of everyone who's trying to have fun in the game. Though not all tryhards are the same, so I'll be dividing them into a few subcategories. First off, we have the classic, the OGs, the founding fathers of 1 vs 1 me on the beach, snipers only. Though they have mostly died out by now, you can still find a few roam in the streets of LS. I like these ones better than the new variety. While they're still annoying and they're hard to get rid of, at least they usually have some sense of sportsmanship. These ones reject the modernity of oppressors, orbital cannons and explosive snipers, and embrace tradition. Hydras, regular snipers, intense smashing of the A and D keys, having many X's in their names. It's almost wholesome in a way. Sometimes they'll even leave you alone if you simply tell them you're not interested in fighting. So you know what, I'm gonna put them in C tier. They're not that bad. Then we have the new variety that I like to refer to as the Oppressor. Covered in Cheeto dust, sweaty, unwashed, unloved, universally hated by everyone, and possessing an intense contempt for their fellow man. These flying little goofballs have only one objective in their lives, and that is to raise their kill-death ratio. I'm sure you've all come across these talented individuals. You just got your new $3 billion supercar out of the garage. You're ready to go for a nice drive and boom! Your dreams have been crushed. At least until you can, call a new car in. It's more just a mild inconvenience, to be honest. You hear the familiar sound of the Oppressor Mark II in the distance, quickly flying away from you before you can retaliate. You might say something along these lines in the chat. Easy, farmed, 1-0, etc. These right here are the battle cry of the Oppressor player, lacking any better taunts or insults in their vocabulary. Their big gotcha is usually, haha, I killed you. The Oppressors used to be a far bigger annoyance when they first came out, but since then some countermeasures have been added to the game, such as the railgun and the local jammer. Hey, mission's over, you can go away. And the submarine cars, they're also a pretty good counter, wink wink. Yeah, I think these are pretty clearly going into the F tier. Then we have what I call the pussies. Yeah, it's pretty self-explanatory. Slightly less common type of a tryhard. Sometimes you can find them hiding in their facilities, farming noobs with their orbital cannon, shooting torpedoes from their submarines. These little gophers are so scared of their KD being ruined that they won't even fight you. They won't even get close to you. If you can lure them out of their nest somehow and get them to fight you one-on-one on the ground, you will pretty quickly find out that they're absolutely useless in every aspect of the game that doesn't involve clicking on name in the orbital cannon menu. Bye, Vince. And he's retreated to his bunker. Okay, I think that's about that. And this odd behavior might make you wonder, why do they even play the game? Who are they trying to impress? Honestly, I don't know. I don't have an answer. I don't know why they do it. Yeah, no, F tier, obviously. That about does it for the tryhards, so let's move on to another category, and the next one's one of my favorites, and that is the grinders. They simply, as the name states, they grind away at all the many missions, MC, business, things, heists, whatever other horribly tedious money-making methods the almighty rockstar gods have blessed us with. They pretty much treat GTA Online like a job, which might make you wonder why I like them so much. So let me give you a short list of reasons. 1. They don't bother anyone else. 2. They're pretty much always the most helpful people you'll find anywhere in the game. 3. If you do end up grinding yourself, they know what the fuck they're doing. If you get one of these fellas to help you, you'll have a fairly easy time. Number 4, of course, we share a common enemy, and that is the Oppressor. A tier. Then we'll move on to a less pleasant category again, that is hackers, and like with the tryhards, I'll be dividing them into a few subcategories, and I'll start off with the most common one, and that is the malicious ones. I'm sure you're familiar with these guys. We've all come across them. You do come across them pretty much every session you join these days. Whether it's the classic put everyone in a cage gag or something more creative like sending everyone to KO Perico for some fucking reason. Everyone universally hates these hackers, of course. Some people quit at the first sight of them, some just say very mean things to them in the chat. But I'll tell you the best way to deal with these maladjusted individuals. First, you go passive, so they can't blow you up. Second, you report them. Third, you push cars on them with your insurgent or tank or whatever. And congratulations, you now know how to properly deal with hackers. PSA over. Anyways, they suck, we all agree, F tier. Then we have the neutral ones. At first, you might not even be able to tell that these guys are hackers. They mostly mind their own business, doing missions with their friends, spawning cars, usually only revealing their big secret in the event of an attack, whether it's from an oppressor or another hacker. While they can still be somewhat irritating, whether it's by unintentionally messing up the session or by participating in a challenge where invincibility is kind of an unfair advantage. But usually, they're alright as far as hackers go, I guess. So I'm gonna put them in D tier. Then we have the helpful ones. Hey guys, I'm a hacker. You want me to spawn a car, want some money? I'll spawn some ramps. They're not so much evil as they are just sad. They're always pretty desperate to make people like them. They wanna show off their cool mod menu, spawning in all kinds of stuff. They're not malicious, but they are annoying. I wish they just kind of stayed out of my way. I'm trying to do missions, don't teleport to me and start spawning cars. Don't try to interfere in my fights. So yeah, I'm still gonna put them in E tier. Then we have the spammers. You see quite a lot of these nowadays. They join a session, they spam the chat with a bunch of virus links. Maybe they blow everybody up, maybe they'll play some notification sounds to deafen everybody. Then they just leave. Kind of confusing, honestly. I don't really know what the point is. Does somebody fall for those scams? I don't know, maybe children? Yeah, F tier. Yep, I think that's all the main categories of hackers, so let's move on to a category I'm personally very fond of. And that's car guys. Now these gasoline-soaked fellas are great. Their only aim in the game is to simply 1. Buy cars, 2. Drive them, and 3. Show them off to their friends. That's it. They just buy cars, drive them around, and have car meets. They're people of simple pleasures, and I get them. I've spent a lot of time partaking in these activities. I almost consider myself one of them. This is the category I'd probably fall into if it wasn't for my intense thirst for vengeance. They just wanna go vroom, and I think it's beautiful. They're precious beings, and we should protect them at all costs. S tier. Racists. People who race with cars. So I suppose this is actually like a subcategory of car guys, but yeah, whatever. Yeah, the name really says it all. They just race. Most of them these days, they only play stunt races though, because that's popular on TikTok for some reason, in those ADD-inducing videos. And I personally don't like stunt races. I think it's a shit race type for children that can't pay attention to anything unless it's got bright colors and wacky sound effects. I realize this is a bit of a weird side tangent I'm going off on, but I need to get it off on my chest. Stunt races are dumb, they're not fun. Your success only depends on whether or not some idiot bumps into you and knocks you off the fucking course and you fall out of the fucking sky. It's not skill-based unless it's non-contact. Had to put that out there. We need to return to street races. Anyways. Racing drivers are fine, they don't bother anybody, they just drive around in tubes. So I'm gonna put them in A tier. Then we have pilots. People who just fly planes. That's about it. They just wanna fly around and do cool stunts mostly. And who can blame them? It's fun. I like to fly planes, I like to land them in weird places, I like to fly through car tunnels and that kind of stuff. I don't know, sometimes they have dogfights, usually they just get blown up by an oppressor or shot down by some dingleberry with an explosive sniper. Usually they're okay, not all of them, there are exceptions, so I'm gonna put them in B tier. Moving on to some of the more rare categories. First off, we have the Submarine chads. Now this is a type of player you're probably not familiar with, and that's understandable. They are very rare, and even if you do happen to be in the same session as one of these guys, you probably won't even notice them. See, they know something about GTA most players don't. They know that the sea is where you find true peace and tranquility in this game. They dwell in the deep dark abyss and they thrive, knowing that neither the pesky sky demons nor the land-based nuisances can harm them there. S tier. Though I have to add that this category doesn't include the Kosatka guys, the ones that sit in there shooting missiles at people, trying to avoid any attempts of retaliation. That's not base, that's bullshit. That's like a slow submersible oppressor. Then we come to the last category that I like to call the crack addicts. These tired husks have been here since the start. I kinda like it better up here. Everything down there wants to kill me. Everything down there is equipped with homing missiles. But up here it's peaceful, it's quiet. They always think they're gonna stop playing the game. They never actually do. Maybe they go a while without playing it, but when they see that a new DLC has come out, they just have to go see the new cars. So does this drift? Oh boy. They've driven all of the cars, flown all of the planes, done every mission and encountered every other category in this list countless times. They've done it all and they've witnessed the decline of this game in real time. From the introduction of Bullshark Testosterone to the Oppressor Mark II. Yet they keep coming back for some reason, hoping they'll get to relive those fun and goofy moments of the early days, like driving a bus full of people to the top of a mountain and rolling it all the way down, buying your first car after many meth-stealing missions, and sometimes they get what they want. And this is the category that I actually fall into myself, I think. Sadly. Things were balanced. Sure, there were still tryhards, but they didn't have all these fucking tools, so you could essentially just like demolish their whole strategy by going passive and like pushing cars over them with the insurgent. That's all you had to do, and the only recourse they would have is to scream and cry and piss themselves and leave. Yeah, I hate to sound like an old man, but things were better back in my day. So hey, who's excited for GTA 6, huh? Wow, that got weirdly sappy at the end there. I gotta take a shower or something. That felt gross. Well, anyways, if you enjoyed the video, then consider clicking the Twitch link down in the description or in the pinned comment. I would very much appreciate it, especially if you followed me. I stream there at least a couple of times a week. Yes, I do still play GTA as well, sometimes. Not a whole lot these days, but if you wanna see that, then yeah, you know, go there, click the heart, join the cult. There is also a link tree in the description, in case you wanna check out my other stuff. You know, there's Twitter account, other YouTube channels, TikTok, a pretty dead Discord server, that kind of stuff. I'd be very thankful if you went to there and followed me on all of the sites. Also, I will cry if you don't. I'll be very sad. I will show up at your house or your apartment. I will weep outside of your bedroom window. I don't care what floor you're on. You could be living at the top of a skyscraper. I would show up. I would show up outside your window at night. Don't take that for a joke. I'll do it. I'll do it while you're sleeping. You won't know a thing, but I'll leave a mark. I'll leave evidence. Maybe you'll find it decades later. Who's to say? Anyways, I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. Once I make one in like a year. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye.